My boyfriend of 8 months trapped me in his car for 2 hours during his sister's wedding, stole my phone and the $1,500 gift I spent months saving for, introduced me as just a friend, flirted with his ex, and now, after 41 desperate voicemails and his family discovering the truth, I'm left questioning everything about our relationship and whether the man I thought I loved was ever real at all. My boyfriend trapped me in his car for 2 hours during his sister's wedding. His exact words: "My family doesn't need to see your pathetic face or that nasty dress." He took my phone and walked off. I'd spent 2 months scraping together money for their present. When he finally brought me inside, he introduced me as just a friend and then winked at the bridesmaids. I kept a polite smile. Weeks later, there are 41 panicked voicemails on my phone. I've been with Raul for 8 months, and I honestly thought we were doing fine. Not fairy tale perfect, but definitely edging into the this could be something real zone. Yesterday, at his sister's wedding, the mess that must have been simmering under the surface finally blew up. Let me rewind to how we met, because that's why this betrayal hurts so much. We met in the most random, movie-like way. I was at an art exhibition for their annual night viewing. The place was packed because the company Raul works for sponsored it, and they were debuting some projection tech. In the middle of the show, a massive thunderstorm knocked the power out. Pitch black except for phone flashlights. I was trying to find the exit when someone bumped into me hard. It was Raul. He apologized, helped me find the restroom so I could fix my contact lens that popped out, and then we ended up talking for hours in the cafe after the lights came back. He told me seeing my face lit by the emergency lights was the most beautiful thing he'd ever seen.
Who even says that?
My brain gremlins swooned immediately. Jumped to yesterday, his sister Monica's wedding. I'd never met his family before, which in hindsight was red flag number one. He always had reasons. They're busy. They live far. His sister's knee-deep in planning.
Blah blah.
Finally, I'd meet them at the wedding. I spent weeks hunting for the right dress. Nothing flashy to upstage the bride, but still nice enough to make a great first impression. I landed on a dusty rose midi with tiny silver embroidered flowers. Felt perfect given our meet-cute. I did my makeup carefully, put on the silver necklace Raul gave me for our 6-month mark, and packed the gift. Monica and her fiancé Stanley love anime and had talked about honeymooning in Japan someday. I saved for 2 months to contribute to their dream. I put together $1,500 in Japanese yen plus a certificate for a traditional tea ceremony in Kyoto, tucked in a hand-painted wooden box with cherry blossoms. Raul said it was too much, but I wanted his family to like me. Wedding day rolls around. Raul picks me up. He's tense, but I chalk it up to wedding stress. As we drive to this gorgeous garden venue an hour out, he starts making comments about my outfit. "That what you're wearing? Isn't it a bit much? My family's traditional." I'm nervous, but I spent weeks on this and honestly, I looked good. Ceremonies at 3 p.m. We arrive at 2:30. He parks way in the back, behind trees. Then, "I need you to wait in the car." I laugh, thinking he's joking. He isn't. His jaw's tight. He says his family is particular, and he has to prepare them before he brings me in. I'm confused. They know I exist, right? 8 months. I ask questions, and he explodes. And I quote, "My family doesn't need to see your pathetic face and disgusting dress. Just wait here." I'm stunned. Before I can process, he grabs my purse, takes my phone, gets out, and locks my door with a fob. I'm stuck. Through the windshield, I watch him walk off with my phone and the gift I saved for. I sit there in disbelief. Did he really just lock me inside and steal my phone? The car heats up. It's June. I try the doors. Nothing. I honk, but we're too far from the venue. No one comes. 2 hours. 2 hours. The ceremony happens without me. I cry my makeup off. I consider breaking a window, but it's the only valuable thing he owns, and I keep telling myself don't overreact. There must be a reason. Looking back, I should have shattered it. At last he strolls back like nothing happened. Unlocks the door, says, "They're ready to meet you now." I'm speechless. Makeup wrecked, sweaty, hair flat, dress wrinkled. I ask for my phone, he says later. I follow in a daze, inventing excuses for him in my head. Maybe his family's extremely traditional. Maybe he panicked. The reception tent is glowing with lights. Monica looks stunning. Raul leads me up. I paste on my best smile. Then the knife. "Hey sis, this is Nadia. She's just a friend from work." Just a friend. 8 months. The meet cute. The necklace. 31 sleepovers. Christmas with my folks. All boiled down to just a friend. Then he winks at the bridesmaid beside Monica, who giggles and winks back. I'm floating in a reality that doesn't make sense. Monica looks puzzled, but it's her wedding day, so she smiles and moves on. He repeats the friend from work line all night to relatives and cousins, always with that dismissive tone, scanning the room like he's hunting for someone better. I'm polite, say the right things, because what am I supposed to do? Stage a scene? Scream he locked me in a car for 2 hours at the cake table? I'm writing this the morning after. He finally returned my phone and dropped me off like the night was lovely. He even tried to kiss me goodnight. I turned my face and he didn't register anything was wrong. The gift I saved for? It's at Monica and Stanley's with the others. He didn't even put my name on it. I didn't sleep. I keep replaying everything, hunting for signs I missed. Was the whole relationship a mirage? Was I just convenient until he found something shinier? I want to confront him, but I also want to be smart. Part of me wants to tell Monica everything. Part of me wants to disappear. Advice welcome. My gremlins are working overtime, and I think our relationship imploded in the worst way. Edit. Thanks for the advice. I'm taking time to think, and will update when I decide. And to those asking if this is real, I wish it wasn't. First update. First, thank you to everyone who commented. I cried reading so many of your messages. You helped me realize I wasn't overreacting or losing it. The internet sent me a lifeline, and you all delivered overnight. It's been 4 days since the wedding disaster, and things have evolved. After I posted, I ignored Raul's texts all day. He sent the usual "good morning, beautiful" like he hadn't locked me up and pretended I was a random coworker for an entire reception. The audacity is unreal. He lives in a universe where decency does not apply. I needed to process before confronting him, so I called in sick. Perk of remote work. No one knows if your puffy eyes are from a cold or a relationship apocalypse. I kept thinking about that gift sitting somewhere in Monica and Stanley's house with their not knowing it was for me. $1,500 I saved by eating ramen, taking extra freelance jobs, and skipping coffee shop writing sessions. The tea ceremony I researched for weeks, in that beautiful hand-painted box. Side note I didn't mention. I'm not wealthy at all. I'm a content writer who barely makes rent sometimes. The gift was a real sacrifice because I wanted his family to like me. Stellar judgment on my part, clearly. I spent the day making a plan. Then Raul showed up at my place unannounced with takeout from my favorite spot like nothing happened. When I opened the door, he had the nerve to look confused at my obviously crying for hours face. "What's wrong with you?" he asked, pushing inside. I asked him point blank why he locked me in the car and why he introduced me as just a friend. His explanation: "I can't." He said his ex was at the wedding. One of the bridesmaids. The winking one. They dated 2 years and split a year ago. According to him, she dumped him, and he didn't want to look like a loser who moved on with someone less impressive. Less impressive. When I asked what that meant, he said, quoting exactly, "You know what I mean. Gina comes from money. Her dad golfs with my dad. You're cute, but you're not country club material." My hands are shaking again typing that. He then had the audacity to claim it was a compliment because he was dating me despite my status. That I should be grateful he sees something in me beyond my basic job and place. While saying this, he unpacked food on my coffee table like we were about to have a normal dinner. I was too stunned to even yell. It felt like watching a nature doc where the narrator calmly explains the snake unhinging its jaw is fascinating. I asked about the wedding gift. His response? "Oh yeah. I told them it was from me." Monica was impressed. "Honestly, it was a bit much from you anyway. They might have thought you were trying too hard." Something inside me shifted. Everything clicked. Crystal clear. I calmly asked him to leave. He looked genuinely baffled. "Why are you so sensitive?" "I'm just being honest. Most guys wouldn't even bother with someone like you." I opened the door, pointed out. When he realized I was serious, he packed up the food, took it with him, like a parasite, and left, muttering that I was dramatic and would call when I calmed down. As soon as he left, a weird calm settled, like the still after a storm, and I knew what I had to do. The next day I researched, found Monica's socials, saw she and Stanley were in town for another week before a mini honeymoon. Big trip later. I also figured out where Raul's parents live. He'd mentioned the area. More importantly, Monica posted about a family dinner tomorrow night to thank everyone. Perfect timing for my plan. The next 3 days were a lesson in restraint. Raul's texts escalated from confused "Are you still upset?" to annoyed "This silent treatment is childish," to angry "Fine, be about it," to conciliatory "Babe, please talk to me, I miss you." I replied just enough to keep him from showing up again. Need space. Still processing. Talk later. Meanwhile, I went to the bank and withdrew another $1,500 cash. I could barely swing it, but this was principal now. I converted it to yen at a specialty currency exchange. I bought another lovely box, not quite the original, still beautiful. I even booked the same tea ceremony again. I essentially rebuilt the entire gift. It cleaned out my savings, but some things matter more than money. Yesterday was the family dinner at Raul's parents. I knew I wouldn't be invited, but I had my plan. I texted Raul asking to meet and talk. He agreed immediately, relieved I was being reasonable. I picked a coffee shop 15 minutes from his parents' place. At 5 p.m., Knowing the dinner was at 7, he arrived smug. I'd already ordered 2 coffees, the new gift box beside me. The talk was short. I asked if he understood why what he did hurt me. He offered a half apology about having a lot on his mind with his ex there and insisted I was overreacting. Then he saw the box. What's that? The wedding gift for your sister. Since you took credit for my original, I made another. He actually laughed. You're not serious. That's silly. What? You'll mail it to her. I smiled.
No.
I'm giving it to her in person right now. His face strained. What are you talking about? I know about the family dinner. I'm going to introduce myself properly. He panicked, said I couldn't, they wouldn't understand. I'd embarrass him. I delivered the line I'd rehearsed. I'm not going to embarrass you, Raoul. You already did that to yourself. I'm just going to tell the truth. I stood, took my gift, walked out. He followed me, cycling between threats and pleas, but I got into my Uber before he could stop me. As we pulled away, he was calling someone, probably warning his family. Too late. My Uber dropped me at his parents' at 5:45 p.m. Early enough that not everyone was there yet, late enough that Monica and Stanley would be. I knocked, gift in hand, heart thudding. Raoul's mother opened, confused but polite. Can I help you? I'm here to see Monica, if she's free. I have something for her. From inside, Monica's voice. Who is it? She appeared. Recognition flickered. You're the friend from the wedding. I smiled. Actually, that's what I came to talk about. Mrs. Alvarez invited me in despite her confusion. The house was lovely. Photos everywhere. Dinner prep in the kitchen. Stanley setting the table. An older man, Raoul's father, watching TV. Monica led me to a quiet corner. I handed her the box. This is for you and Stanley. Congratulations. She looked surprised. Thank you. Sorry, what was your name again? Nadia, and I'm not Raoul's coworker friend. What happened next will be in my next update. This is already long, and Raoul just started pounding on my apartment door. I need to handle this, but I promise I'll update soon. Edit. He's gone now, left a novel-length text. The fallout has begun. Second update.
Wow.
I'm still processing yesterday, but you've all been so supportive that I wanted to update quickly. So, I was in Raoul's parents' living room with Monica, about to explain who I am. I took a breath and told her. Raoul and I have been dating for 8 months. He locked me in the car during her ceremony, took my phone, then introduced me as a friend all night while flirting with bridesmaid ex Gina. Monica's face went from confusion to disbelief to dawning horror. No, that can't be right. Raoul wouldn't do that. I could see her starting to believe when I mentioned the original gift, the one he took credit for. Her eyes widened. The Japan fund with the tea ceremony was from you? I nodded and explained saving for 2 months. I showed photos on my phone, me at the currency exchange, the artisan shop where I found the original box, everything.
I don't understand, she said.
Raoul made a huge deal about how thoughtful he was. He told a whole story about researching Japanese customs because we love anime. That was me, I said quietly. I did the research. I found the tea ceremony. I even contacted a calligrapher to write your names in kanji for the certificate. She looked at the new box in her hands. This is the same gift, remade. I couldn't stand you not knowing it was for me. I wanted to meet you properly. Stanley wandered over, curious. Monica filled him in, her voice shaking. Stanley looked like he wanted to hit a wall. I knew something was off with that gift, he said. Raoul's never cared about our Japan plans. He usually teases us for watching anime. That's when the front door slammed. Raoul burst in, breathless like he'd sprinted. He froze when he saw me with Monica and Stanley, the open box on the table. What the hell are you doing here? He demanded, like I was wronging him. Before I spoke, Monica stood. Is it true? Did you lock your girlfriend in the car at my wedding? Silence. Mrs. Alvarez appeared from the kitchen, drying her hands. Mr. Alvarez muted the TV. Raoul tried to laugh. She's not my girlfriend. Just someone I've been hanging out with. She got attached and is making up stories. I pulled out my phone. I'd expected this. I came prepared with our text history going back 8 months, photos of us, the reservation for our beach weekend 3 months ago, the birthday card that said to my gorgeous girlfriend with a sweet note. And the kicker, the silver necklace he gave me at 6 months. I'm wearing it in almost every photo, including at the wedding. Monica scrolled, her face darkening with each swipe. She handed the phone to her mom, who looked stricken. Explain this, Raoul, Monica said. He started lying. Those texts could be anyone. She changed the contact name. Photos don't prove anything. We were just hanging out. Fine, we hooked up a couple times, but she's crazy and clingy. With every lie, his family's faces twisted. Mrs. Alvarez covered her mouth when he called me crazy. Monica cut him off. What about the gift? The Japan fund and tea ceremony. He faltered. What about it? Was it yours or hers? He looked from the box to me to his sister. You could see the cogs grinding. We did it together. My idea. She helped. Stanley scoffed. Dude, stop lying. Mr. Alvarez finally spoke. Raul, did you lock this young woman in your car during your sister's wedding? The way he asked, plain and direct, pierced everything. Raul's shoulders sagged. It wasn't like that. Gina was there, and I didn't want, he trailed off, knowing how awful it sounded. The silence was complete. Mrs. Alvarez crossed to me, took my hands, and apologized for her son's behavior. I started crying, which made her cry, which made Monica tear up. Mr. Alvarez said something to Raul in Spanish. Didn't catch the words, but the tone was disappointment and disgust. Raul got defensive, voice rising, pointing at me like I was the villain. Mr. Alvarez stood and quietly told him he needed to leave. Not tonight. Not in his house. Raul looked shocked, asking if they were kicking him out because of me. Monica stepped in and said it wasn't because of me, but because of what he had done. The family standoff was intense. I felt like I should go, but when I started to gather my things, Mrs. Alvarez touched my arm. Please stay for dinner, she said. We'd like to get to know the real you. I had dinner with Raul's family, without our. It was awkward at first, then genuinely lovely. Monica and Stanley are wonderful. They were thrilled about the tea ceremony and asked how I found it. Mr. and Mrs. Alvarez were warm and kind once the shock wore off. Raul texted nonstop during dinner. I turned my phone off. After, as I was leaving, Monica hugged me and thanked me for having the courage to come. She said she'd noticed Raul changing over the past year, more secretive, more arrogant, but hadn't wanted to believe he could be cruel. I got home around 10 p.m. to 27 missed calls and 41 texts from Raul. They started angry. How dare you go to my family, then panicky. What did you tell them? Then pleading, please call me back, this is a misunderstanding. And finally defeated. They won't let me come home. This morning, a voicemail from an unknown number. Gina, the bridesmaid ex-Raul tried to stay with her. She turned him away. She didn't know he had a girlfriend and felt awful about the winking flirting. Apparently, he went to the train station after, sending her dramatic selfies from a bench all night. I'm not replying to anyone. I need to process. Monica invited me for coffee next week to thank me properly and compare notes. I think I'll go. As for Raul, karma arrived at the station literally. I'll post one last update after things settle. Edit. Please stop asking for Raul's station selfies. I don't have them. Gina just mentioned them in her voicemail. And no, I haven't responded to him. Final update. It's been 2 weeks since my last update, and the dust is finally settling. Those 41 voicemails? I listened to all of them.
Wow.
A masterclass in manipulation. Voicemails 1 to 5. Pure rage, name calling, I ruined his life, threats to make me pay. Voicemails 6 to 12. Victim phase, crying, actual sobbing about his family turning on him, how he slept at the train station, how cold and miserable it was. Voicemails 13 to 20. Revisionist history, suddenly I was the best thing that ever happened to him, he never meant to hurt me, the car incident was a misunderstanding. Voicemails 21 to 30. Bargaining, promises to make it up to me, introduce me properly, reimburse me for the gift. Voicemails 31 to 41. Desperation, more tears, please just call me back, I have nowhere to go, I'll do anything. The last one at 4:37 a.m. was 2 minutes of breathing and sniffles. I didn't reply. Instead, I met Monica for coffee as planned. She's even cooler in person. We have so much in common beyond surviving her brother. We talked for 3 hours. She filled me in on the aftermath. Raul's effectively cut off. Not just financially, though yes, that too. Turns out his parents were still helping with his rent despite his good tech job. Emotionally, his dad made it clear that until Raul shows real remorse and changes, he isn't welcome at family events. Raul tried to crash Sunday dinner and was turned away at the door by his mom, who apparently quoted something about reaping what you sow. He's been trying to paint me as unstable and manipulative, but no one's buying it. The gift story has become family legend. Monica made sure everyone knows. Raul's always been the golden child who could do no wrong. My visit was the first time his parents saw undeniable proof of who he is. It's devastated them. Gina and I have even texted a bit. Raul fed her a completely different narrative, told her I was a clingy coworker who invited myself to the wedding. She feels awful. As for me, I'm okay, better than okay. There are moments of sadness. 8 months is still 8 months, even if the man was a wolf in preppy clothing. But mostly I feel free, like I dodged a relationship that would have ground me down. Yesterday I got a package from Monica and Stanley, a handmade journal with a note, for our new friend who helped us see clearly. Look forward, not back. I cried for an hour. Raul stopped calling about 3 days ago. Monica says he's staying with a gaming buddy and telling people he broke up with me because I was needy. Classic last-ditch face-saving before fading out. Some practical updates since people asked. The original gift, Monica and Stanley insisted on paying me back for both. I refused at first, but they were adamant. We compromised. They're covering half, and I'm joining them for the tea ceremony in Kyoto as their guest. They're postponing their Japan trip to next spring, and invited me to meet up for part of it. Money. Recreating the gift emptied my savings, but I picked up extra freelance work and should be fine in a couple months. Worth every penny for the look on Raoul's face when he saw me at his parents' door. Safety. I changed my locks, even though he never had a key, and put a small camera by my door. No sign of him trying to come by. Dating, LOL no. My heart needs a breather. Last night I sat on my balcony with my new journal and wrote it all down. I thought about how we often cling to the version of someone we want to see long after the reality has changed. Relationships can be like that. Sometimes we're holding on to an idea that's already gone. We just don't know it yet. I'm not rushing into anything. For now, I'm focusing on myself, appreciating what I have, feeling stronger and more aware, and trusting that even when everything feels overwhelming, there's always a way forward. Edit. This really is the final update. A lot of you asked if I've heard anything more from Raoul. Nothing significant, just a random thinking of you text I ignored. The distance between us is finally quiet, and I'm keeping it that way.